Good morning, welcome back to casa.texpina. We're on build day number 270. 270 days on this site under construction. Well, as has been the case for the rest of this week so far, we only have painters on site because majority of the work we have left is painting. So a lot of retouch throughout the house, which Mr. Ricky is taking care of, and the rest of the guys are still painting cabinets and cabinet doors. So let's walk around and show you what they're working on. So let's get started. Okay, over here in the bunkhouse area, we are standing all of our doors up on end so that when they get ready to do the spray painting, that they'll be able to catch both sides, actually pretty much all the sides except for the one that it's using on the stand. So we should be able to get these painted today. So that's what what JR and Henry are working on this morning. So right now they're making stands for them so they all stand up straight. It's easier to put them on top of the table, airbrush around it, set them off to the side and let them dry. So that's what they're working on today. Let's go ahead and walk inside, back across the street, and see what our other two painters are working on. Take a detour real quick. Morning ritual. You got to get the yard wet before the sun gets too hot. So we try to get a good heavy water on it, leave it to where there's, like you see over here, where there's puddles of water sitting on the top. So what that'll do is the water will percolate down through the system, through the soil, and the roots will go chasing after it, hopefully. Theoretically, anyway. All right, coming on back into the house. Mr. Ricky is doing touch-up throughout the house. So we've got some areas there where the macias needed to be, or the putty needed to be retouched along the edges. Also some where you see right up here along the corner of the ceiling and the wall where it started to crack, and they're busy retouching that as well. You can see they've already retouched this one, and then they'll come back and paint over the top of that as well. Let's go take a look upstairs. Mr. Stanley is working on painting the media room half bath. Oh, looks like he just finished. So it's got its first coat of paint, and now he's getting ready to go downstairs and work on the other ones. Okay, so that's first coat. And he has also done the first coat here in the powder room downstairs as well this morning. They're busy getting a good start first thing in the morning. So I would imagine the next part is going to be the two Jack and Jills. So we'll let these guys get to work and we'll come check on them in a little while. Okay, as promised, the guys are doing a little bit of spraying, they call it. So we're doing the airbrush paint here using the air compressor. Again, like I was trying to tell you a couple days ago, this is as loud as it gets. I am literally a foot away, and that's all you hear. Isn't that quiet? And then Mr. JR is doing a little spray jobs. We get a nice even spray. Okay. So he'll go around and do that on each one. Okay, Mr. Ricky's hitting some of those punch list items, getting cracks filled and holes filled, getting ready to paint out here on the patio, the back patio. So Mr. Ricky's been busy going around trying to fill all the little gaps that we have along where the baseboard is pulled out, up along the ceiling where the ceiling gypsum board and the walls had pulled apart just a little bit. I may be able to zoom in right here. You can see where there's a crack right up against the wall edge in the corner there. He's working on that in all of the rooms. Same thing with the baseboard in all of the rooms. Not that they're all bad, but some of them just have it. So to catch it all, he's going around and getting every baseboard along the way. So he's working his way around through all the rooms. And back here in bedroom number 3, Mr. Stanley has been working on the molding. So we're going to get the nice gray finish that we've got in pretty much most of the other rooms. Oops. That's okay. That's why we're doing touch-up. No problemo. What happened? Anyway, there's another paint that's going over the top, he says. So, all right, we're doing great. So yes, we are definitely winding down. Sorry for the noise. I have gone through every single room and looking with all the lights on, check all the switches, check all the outlets, all the lights, make sure everything is functioning. Doors, door locks, the whole 9 yards, everything. Come up with a list, and then we call it, my previous career, we called that this is called a pre-final checklist or a pre-final punch list. And I will print that out and give it to both the foreman on site, which is now Mr. Ricky, the lead painter guy, as well as I'm going to send a copy of it to the engineer so that we're all on the same page of what the initial expectations are to be finished. What do you want to call it? At least first initial visual check. So this is just a, hey, this is what I see right now. As we get ready to do a final, I'll go around and do it again, just to see if anything's changed, if anything got overlooked, make sure that we've gotten everything. Definitely something important to do before accepting the final work is to make your way around, look at everything, take your time. Do not be in a rush. If you're in a rush, you're going to miss something. So take your time, look around at everything, write it down, or as I did, type it on the iPad and then do the little notes thing. Something that you can hand over to the engineer or the builder, and the two of you can go around together with it and see what's agreeable and what isn't, what needs to be fixed, what's going to be fixed, and what won't. So just something, little piece of advice. Let's take a look at these guys over here doing the spray painting. We're getting another coat. Coming out nice now. Remember I showed you guys earlier as Mr. JR was putting the first coat of spray on these doors. Now he's working on the final coat. Coming out very nicely. So he gets done with these, he'll flip it around, do the other side, and then at the end of the day they're going to stack them all up inside the garage or inside the house, one of the two, and leave them there to dry overnight. And these should be going back in the cabinets tomorrow. And then knobs getting put on them shortly after that. Hey, engineer's brother-in-law, Mr. Al, had brought by a present quietly. These are the glasses, the glass inserts for our office doors. So those two pieces of glass are going to go right here. But that'll occur whenever we get a carpenter back on site. So I think they're waiting to get a couple things done so that the carpenter's got a full day's worth of work before they bring him back. So we'll be getting that hopefully soon, and then we can get these pieces, have the glass sandwiched in between. That'll be nice. Okay, just pointing out some of the things that need to be corrected. Our guys are already getting on them, starting to work on these things. So here in the master bedroom, Mr. Ricky and Mr. Henry are working on the joint cracks up in the ceiling, where the ceiling meets the wall. That little piece of bostic, they call it, or putty that they put in the middle, gypsum putty, has started to crack already in most places, most of the rooms. So we're having them fix that, and they're working on it and repainting over the top of it once they've fixed it. So we'll see that some more, and probably look at it some more once we get to a location, or once they get a time to show them the full punch list. I'm going to show that to them tomorrow so that Mr. Ricky knows room by room some of the things that I've noted, or me and Miss Emie have both noted, different things that we've seen along the way that need to be corrected. And we'll also forward that email forward that as an email to the engineer so that he's aware of the same items. Okay, now we're moving. Looking good. Working on putting the final color inside of the cabinet area. Getting what's within arm's reach first before trying to climb the ladder. Okay. All right, it's time for me and Miss Emie to get started on watering the yard. So we're going to get working on this here soon. You can see Miss Emmie's already getting busy on this end of the backyard and working our way around. So we've got 4 different sections that we got to work on a little bit at a time, trying to get rid of the big dry spots. It's not necessarily that it's really dried out, it's just a different soil type. So over here, the grass sod that they put down had large sections of clay underneath it. So it helps hold the water, and it gives it a different color appearance on the top. This one over here, the sod that they put down didn't have the clay. It was mostly sand and dirt. So as the dirt starts to wash away, we're left with the sand, and it looks really white and dry. So we'll make sure to hit this area first, try to give it as much water as possible, and take our time getting this section done while we're also doing the other ones. We have a couple sprinkler heads that'll help us out on that section. Well, that about wraps it up for today's business. again, make sure you check your punch list. Make a punch list before you get ready to do a final walkthrough with the engineer or your builder. Very important. So take a look at that, work on that. So looks like most of our cabinet doors have been completed and they are stood up to dry. So they'll be putting those in tomorrow. So if y'all like today's video, please give us a big thumbs up. If you'd like to see more of these videos, hit the casa.texpina star right over here and you'll be subscribed. Hit the bell icon just below your view screen. You'll be notified of our next video upload for your viewing pleasure. So until we see you again tomorrow, have a great afternoon and God bless.